Benzinga's NFT show. We've got a great one for you today. We are going to be talking about World of Women, one of the most exciting and top sales volume NFT collections out there. We'll be diving into some recent deals and activity from that project. And also they have a second mint coming up soon. So you definitely do not want to miss this interview. Don't go anywhere. This is the roadmap. All right, everyone. As I said, this is the roadmap, Benzinga's NFT show. We've got a great one for you today. Before we kick off the show and I bring on my co-host, Brian, want to go ahead and give a shout out to today's sponsor, FTX US, one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world in terms of trading volume and daily users. The FTX app is used by over 6 million people to buy crypto and NFTs, no transaction or withdrawal fees. You can use your phone or computer, and the FTX US trading platform offers NFTs on both the Ethereum and Solana blockchains with no gas fees. You can find out more by clicking on the link in the description below and also in the chat right now. So again, big shout out to our sponsors, FTX. Without further ado, let me go ahead and bring on my co-host, Benzinga's own Brian Moir. Brian, what's going on, buddy?
Howdy, doing good. Gonna try to figure out this these tech issues and it's a hardware issue. So soon I'll be back in the office and with my look a little bit better than just a curtain. But I'm excited to be here regardless.
Hey, I love it. And when I first started doing video, I also had, the curtains behind me, no color screen, but, we advance, we evolve, we move along and we make the best of it. Want to give a shout out to anyone watching today's interview live. We are live on YouTube. Go ahead and leave a comment in the chat if you are here watching us live. And Brian, I want to say, we talked about this last week. If you have not subscribed to Benzinga's YouTube channel, make sure you do so. We actually recently passed the 150,000 subscriber milestone yesterday for Benzinga on YouTube. So exciting times ahead for the company and for everyone. There come those comments in the chat. Also want to shout out anyone who watches this video on replay and is listening to us on our podcast as well. So big shout out to all the loyal viewers and listeners of the show. Brian, we have a very exciting show today. This is a project we've been talking about, from the start. It's one of the most well-known NFT collections out there, World of Women. It had a mint date in July 2021. Brian, July 2021, that wasn't even a year ago, but it seems like a lifetime ago in the world of NFTs, right? I mean, this was one of the first ones of this, this new wave of the 2021 NFTs. We had a mint price of 0.07, a 10,000 collection, floor price now over 8 ETH, over 126,000 followers on Twitter, over 39,000 Discord members. This is a huge, huge project, and we are so hyped to hear from World of Women. What do you think, Brian? Should we go ahead and roll the trailer and get set up for today's interview?
Of course we should.
All right, that's our cue. Roll that trailer. All right, there it is. Always love those trailers before we bring on guests. Brian, let's go ahead and welcome to the roadmap. We have the World of Women Director of Communications, Adelina. How are you doing today?
I am great. Thank you so much for this introduction. I love it. How are you?
We're doing great. Yeah, we always love to play, some trailers, show off a little bit of the artwork, which will also be, showing throughout the interview. But just a nice way to bring on guests. So a shout out to our production team for putting that trailer together. Adelina, before we dive into, World of Women, just wondered if you could give some background information on yourself. When did you get started in the world of cryptocurrency and NFTs?
So you were saying the launch of World of Women happened, what, 7.5 months or something? Well, I guess that's pretty much the same amount of time that I spent in the space. I did buy a few cryptos before, like a long time ago, but like I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like, okay, I'm just trying stuff. And yeah, I knew the team of co-founders of World of Women. We were friends before, and we worked also together in tech with some of them. So they knew that I was acquainted with community and communication. And I mean, they knew me already as we worked together. So they asked me if I wanted to join. I was like, I don't know anything about NFTs. So yeah, let's go. Let's learn a bunch of new things. And yeah, I'm very happy that they gave me that opportunity, because I think it must be like they didn't seem terrified, but I was terrified to like let them down or something. And in the end, I learned really a lot of things. I'm sure I still have a lot of things to learn, but yeah, here I am today, Director of Communications of World of Women, and it's a great honor, especially with a project that has such great values and a mission.
Awesome. Yeah. Can you just talk a little bit about, the founding team? How did they come together and kind of create this project before you were brought on and, others were added to the team?
So they were friends initially. I mean, Yam, the artist and co-founder, she's married to Raf, which is another co-founder, and then the two others are friends. And for the little backstory, Yam was already an artist in the NFT space. She was doing one art. She was already drawing women because that's what she likes to do. And then she wanted to get herself a PFP. And she didn't feel like any of the PFPs resonated with her. She felt like it was more for men in general. So she felt like there was a lack of representation, and that's kind of how the idea came to life. And those two friends of Yam and Raf, who are BBA and Tumai, they were already into NFTs and like and so it was a great fit.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna kick things over to Brian here.
Yeah, so maybe you can tell us some about some of your favorite traits of the World of Women.
Some of my favorite traits. So first, I would say that I really like the rainbow skin tone, because my WoW has a rainbow skin tone, and she looks really badass. Actually, let's give you her number. It's 6324. She looks really cool. Yeah, I think that would be my favorite one. Then I really like the purple rainbow hair. I also like the silver hair. I mean, there are many traits that I like. I like also the one you put in the great trailer. Big up to your team, by the way. I really liked it. He put a woman with a darker skin tone and the golden the golden tattoo on the face, and it looks really nice and really pops up. So yeah, doesn't she look super cool? And she has also the golden eyes.
Yeah,
love it.
Are there any like hidden traits in there that
on my WoW?
like? Well, no, just like in the project as a whole that maybe you could share, or if you don't want to share, if there's still secret Easter eggs, but stuff like that.
I mean, if there are secret eggs, I don't know about them.
That's fair. Are there any underappreciated traits that you wish that maybe other people would notice more, or that were more popular?
I really like the blue hair as well. I have something with hair, apparently. No, so what I really like.
I don't have any hair, so. I'll take it.
What I really like about World of Women is that, you know, it's not really about the rarity. It's more about what appeals to you and what you like, you know, in the art.
Mhm.
It's really about that. And so you can have a WoW that is pretty simple, doesn't have any like super rare traits or whatsoever, and that a lot of people will really like and will get uh, and will be more attracted to something that is rarer.
Gotcha. And then let's move on to maybe the Discord. Are you really active in your Discord?
Well, I go there on a regular basis,
Mhm.
so I do participate, but I'm more of a lurker in general in life. So
Gotcha.
so yeah, but we have a great community manager who is Katje. We have a great moderators team also who really help us out all the time, and we obviously have great uh, community members who today are really helpful, especially with all the newcomers that are curious about World of Women because they heard about our second collection. So yeah, it's like sometimes we say that we have like a self-moderating community because everyone's so benevolent and kind, and it's really amazing. And as I was saying, and I come from tech and gaming, and so I used to have to deal with a lot of haters and everything, and here it's a very different mood, different vibe, a very very cool vibe. I really like it.
Gotcha.
Awesome. Well, I want to talk a little bit about celebrities. You know, we talk a lot about NFTs and how they draw in celebrities. Sometimes, that's through marketing. Sometimes it's, all organic. And here, World of Women, we've seen some big names get involved. We've got Gary Vee, Reese Witherspoon, Eva Longoria, changing her profile picture on Twitter. Can you just talk a little bit about, what some of these celebs and big names, holding the project, making it their profile picture? What kind of validation does that bring to this collection?
So I think it was definitely helpful. So first, yeah, Gary, he talked about the project when we first minted because one of our community member actually talked about us, and then I think he just checked and he was like, "Wow, wow, this looks like a great
Pun intended there, huh?
Yeah, I always do it. Now it's kind of like old and used too many times. But yeah, it really, I mean, obviously it helped a lot because we got so many eyes on the project and we sold overnight and it was like incredible. And now we have all of these celebrities that we admire that are also uh, role leaders and I mean role models and yeah, leaders, and they have great communities and they get interested in NFTs, and the fact that they value the same things as we do is really strong, and it's really like it's really strong, I think, for the brand altogether and for the project. And it's pretty amazing, you wake up one day and then you look on Twitter and you see, oh, Eva Longoria changed her profile picture. That's amazing. So yeah.
Yeah, it's always cool to see these celebrities supporting NFTs and, changing their profile picture along the way. We're seeing a lot of NFT projects, kind of move in the route of media and talent representation deals. So World of Women signed a deal with Guy Oseary, who's a big name in the talent rep space, U2, Madonna, previously the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and many, many more. So, when this press release came out, it said that the deal could lead to film, television, music, games, and consumer products, which of course, we have the Hello Sunshine deal, which will be my follow-up question. But can you just talk a little bit about the Guy Oseary deal? What could that mean for World of Women in the future?
I mean, I am not an alpha girl, like I don't deliver alpha. But what I can say is just that in general, it really helps like opening doors and making the right decisions to to move forward deals that can be significant for us.
Awesome. And then would that be the same? So Hello Sunshine, you know, Reese Witherspoon's company, and this was for film, scripted television, and unscripted television. You know, can you just talk a little bit about, you know, what this could possibly mean, and, you know, what having someone like Reese Witherspoon, who, you know, is already in love with the artwork, having her kind of on board to help support the growth of the project could mean?
Sure. So, I mean, you already said like scripted, unscripted, TV shows, movies, etc. So you talked about this. What we know is that we want to involve the community because we always want to bring value to our holders, and we like to do things together. So we will find ways to involve the community in this. And then secondly, what I can say is that Hello Sunshine and World of Women share a lot of common values. So we think that they're really like the perfect partner to tell our story, or to work on the storytelling of World of Women. So it's very exciting, and we're really looking forward to how things are going to evolve.
Gotcha. Well, do you mind if we maybe dive into the second collection, the World of Women Galaxy, for a little bit?
Sure.
Well, I know you hit on this a few minutes ago, but maybe you can tell us a little bit more about the collection. Maybe go a little bit more in depth about it overall, just in general.
World of Women or World of Women Galaxy?
The Galaxy, the second one. Yeah.
So the second Galaxy is a futuristic galaxy. We already did an ARG like a few months back to start like putting the basis. So there was an entire storytelling behind it with like clues, trials, enigmas to solve. We discovered that the World of Women community is really good at solving enigmas. It was really nice. We have a Medium article that recaps everything about it if you're ever curious, like the entire story. And we kind of talked about it when launching the marketing campaign for the launch of World of Women Galaxy, so that newcomers could also like get a sense of it. So this new collection's goal is to welcome more people to our community, because as we always say, we want to see more diversity, more representation, and the more the merrier, right? So we just really try to get more people in the community and welcome them. And thanks to our current community, we think that the onboarding is going to go well. So this, for example, the picture you're showing was one of the pictures that were shared during all of these enigmas. So this is like a cryptic language that our community actually solved. And there was this entire story about, so Hina, this night goddess, who receives like a cryptic message. She doesn't understand it. So she creates a team, the Assembly of Women, to try to solve it and understand, because you know more brains are better than just one. So they assemble, and they get like several trials and things, and then they get the location, and so they take a spend, they go there, and then they have like new things to solve. And in the end, long story short, they end up meeting the inhabitant of this planet, and the planet's name is actually Nova Gaia, which is Mother Earth's futuristic name, but people forgot that back in the time it was called Mother Earth and all of that. And I don't know if you're following, and if I'm doing a good storytelling. I hope I am.
You're doing fine.
Okay, and yeah, so they get there, and people there actually have a iridium skin tone, which I saw in the chat a lot of people talking about, because people are excited about the iridium skin tone, which is a new one. The woman in front. No, if you slide the other slide. Yes, the one in front is iridium. But you can't really tell with this holographic picture, but you get the idea. We shared it on Twitter as well if you want to see it. So yeah. So the idea is that like some of the women from World of Women, you know, they they will take a time portal to join the World of Women Galaxy. And while taking that portal, some of them might turn iridium. Otherwise, they will keep the same color. For example, cyber green will still stay cyber green. Yes, iridium will be dope, like all of the others, actually.
Well, that's awesome. I'm really excited about it too, and yeah, it seems that that's one of everyone's favorite aspect of the new one. I think is the iridium and the color, and it looks like that's a big portion of the project as a whole too in the trait category. But one thing that's really cool that I think a lot of people are excited about is everyone who holds the original World of Women will get a free mint plus gas, of course. But why is that important?
Because we always want to reward our holders. For us, it's something that is very important. I mean, they've been supporting us all the time. So yeah, we really value that. And we think that they should get a World of Women Galaxy as well.
Gotcha. And the exact number of the amount in the collection hasn't really been released. Do we have a time when we'll know that, or can you share any details on why it's like that?
So we're trying to reveal everything on different days, actually, because we think it's more fun that way than just having all of the information at the same time, and kind of helps you also to like integrate all of the info, like if you get it like part by part. So yeah, we haven't revealed how many tokens will there be. We have, however, so this dedicated website that we are updating on a regular basis. We also have a special category on Discord. On that category, we put all of the announcements that we share every day, so all of the reveals. And we also have like an FAQ that we update all the time because we know that there are going to be newcomers and that they will have a lot of questions. So we want to make things easier for everyone.
Gotcha. And speaking of the Discord might answer this, but how do people get on the whitelist for this project?
So for the ally list, there are different ways of getting an ally list. You can be nominated by a World of Women holder. So yeah, World of Women holders, they can choose someone, and then they have to explain why this person should get an ally list for World of Women. So we will take like all the details into consideration. It's a pretty big job, but we think it's important because it helps us like bring new members that share the same values as us. So for us, it's something that is essential. Then there are other projects with whom we've collaborated who gives allow list spots, so they each have their own way of doing it. For example, Ledger, I think they asked to, if you click on it, yeah, scroll down a little bit, it's the second tweet. To quote a woman that inspires you and retweet the publication. Like each one has their own way of doing it. For example, Sad Girls Bar, I know that they will be doing a snapshot of all the sad girl and they have three different drops: the skeleton, the cats, and the sad girl. So those who own the free will have a chance to participate. So they each do it their way, and we're happy to provide. And so for example, this is a Twitter, this is a Discord raffle. So yeah, there are different ways of doing it.
Gotcha.
And
awesome.
Yeah,
I think it's
Love
so
it.
Yes, now, yeah.
All right. Well, Adelina, we talk about a lot of NFTs on the roadmap, and one of the things that we look at is sales volume. So World of Women is currently ranked 20th by all-time sales volume. This is more of an opinion question, but we throw around the term blue chip. Do you think World of Women is a blue chip NFT, or is it on its way, or how does it kind of fall with some of these top projects?
I think I'm not objective, because I'm a huge fan of the project. Obviously, I mean, I quit my Web2 job just to be full time on World of Women. So if I didn't believe that it had a bright future, I wouldn't have done it. So I'm a true supporter and believer in World of Women, really. And yeah, I believe that it's great that we have such great ambitions, and that we are here to like define how things are going moving forward, because we're so all early here. It's just like we're like defining the rules of the game, kind of, like quote, but I don't know if it was clear enough, but you know what I mean. Like the possibilities are endless, and we just have to kind of dig into it to see all that we can achieve.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that's probably a question for you, a little bit of bias working on the team, but those media deals, I think, really strengthens the longevity of this project. So, in my eyes, I'll call it a blue chip, for us. I want to talk a little bit about the auction that was recently held with Christie. So a rare tuxedo clothing trait, night goddess skin tone. Can you just talk a little bit about that auction process? Why was this important for World of Women? And again, talk about the validation that a major auction house featuring World of Women could mean for this project moving forward.
So it was indeed truly important, because I mean, it's Christie's long evening sale, and their evening sale are like their most prestigious sales as well. And our auction NFT. So the first thing to know is that it was selected by the community. So we had a short list of WoW that we submitted them, because we had to like contact the holders, see if they would agree to auction it, etc. And yeah, so the community decided on this night goddess, which has a tuxedo, which is very emblematic because it's two very rare traits. And I was discussing with someone who said that she has that like surprised mouth, and she was like kind of like, oh, I'm in the middle of like so many traditional artists, because there was people like Picasso like next to World of Women, so it's pretty awesome. And yeah, so the WoW who sold it was WoW 5672. She sold at an all-time high, actually, for World of Women as well, and she sold for £567,000, and it was actually the all-time high NFT sale by a woman artist at Christie. So it was really emblematic, and it was, so for the amount, it was around 260 ETH. There was another sale at kind of the same price as well. But so yeah, it reached it, and it was pretty cool as well, because I remember we were in LA at that time, and like we woke up at 5 a.m. and we were like, okay, we're going to do a live stream of the auction, and we thought it would like maybe last like 1 or 2 hours, and it lasted like more than 3 hours, and we were there with the entire community, so we really witnessed it with everyone else together. It was really a great moment, and really emblematic, and I think historical in the WoW history book, which is something that I like to picture. Like I always picture like this WoW history book where there's like Christie Sale, the Hello Sunshine partnership, the WoW Foundation, like a lot of different things, the Billboard's Women in Music Awards, like all of these key events that I would put in my little WoW history book.
Yeah, awesome that you just mentioned the Billboard covers. That's something we covered on a previous episode. Can you just share a little bit, just overall broad speaking, one of the key attributes to this project is supporting women, right? And that's been a key focus. So here we have, these Billboard covers, Madonna, Christina Aguilera. We've got more coming. And we also have these, women events in the entertainment space. Can you just talk a little bit about, how World of Women is kind of helping lead the way in that space of women NFTs and the overall industry?
So yeah, we're trying to like innovate. I mean, to yeah, as you said, lead the way, and do these collaborations that will bring like so much more visibility to NFT projects, and to the fact that yeah, women are here, and all of the other unrepresented people as well. I kind of hear myself in echo. I don't know why all of a sudden.
I heard a slight echo. Yeah.
I think it's mine. My computer's freezing. I'm trying to fix it. Hold on.
All right.
Yeah, as Frost and Freckling, like there's only about 5% of NFT art sales that are being made by women. So the goal is to change that and to bring on more women into the NFT scene. So Billboards was great because it gave us so much visibility and to such a wide audience, and even to people who are not in the NFT scene at all. I mean, there was like people from everywhere, and especially from the music industry. So it was a great opportunity to go there, and yeah, Yam went on stage, on the Billboard stage. She talked about our values, what we stand for, what change we want to do, and it was a very emblematic moment.
Awesome. Can you talk a little bit about, supporting other women artists, other women-led NFTs, and maybe some past and future collaborations that World of Women could have, done and have in the works?
For future collaborations,
Yeah, you probably can't share too much there, but maybe some past collaborations, or, just how the overall, some of these women-led teams kind of, work together to support each other in this, growing space.
so I mean, I don't know if it exactly answers your question, but I think one of our main announcements lately was the WOW Foundation, which is backed by a $25 million grant from the Sandbox. And the goal is to really lead and support women in the metaverse and in the NFT space. And for that, we have different initiatives that we want to put in place. So there's the voxelization of the 10,000 World of Women, so that our community can just like come on the Sandbox and like just mingle in the metaverse and do all the crazy things that there will be to do there. Then we have the WOW Museum that we want to use to promote artists, have temporary, permanent exhibitions, like lots of different things. Showcase, also like all the art that we bought with the WOW fund, because we have a fund where we have hundreds of art pieces that we bought from very various artists. Then there's the WOW University that will help newcomers get acquainted with the NFT space, Web3, metaverse, everything, and become proficient. So at the end of the lessons, they will even get like a little NFT diploma and everything. I want to get the course. I think I will learn a bunch of things too. And then there is the WOW Academy, which will work more like an incubator for projects and artists, and we will provide mentoring, funding, advice, and access to our network and the Sandbox network. And at the end, we will set out like some projects to showcase the results that we got.
Awesome. Well, I'd like to get to some questions from the chat, but I really feel like a lot of these are just, everyone wants more and more, Adelina. They want to know, when is the mint happening? What is the mint cost? Can they get on that allow list? And I know you don't have all those answers for us yet. So I guess my question would be, what's the easiest and best way for people to stay informed? Is it to dive into that Discord? Is it to follow World of Women on Twitter, or a combination of both? What's the best way to communicate?
Yeah, combination of both, great. Then if they feel like it's too much information, like every day to follow, which is something that I completely understand, what they can do is that they just go on our Twitter page. And on our profile, there is a newsletter they can subscribe to. And every week, I will be sending a recap of all of the news from the previous weeks. So they will get that. And we were planning also to send like a recap email prior to the launch through, it's here. There's the subscribe button. So feel free to subscribe. Yes, exactly.
Perfect. Yep. And we just dropped a link to that tweet in the chat. So if you're watching live, make sure to click on that link so you can follow World of Women. Adelina, I think that's going to do it for our questions today. This has been awesome. We'd love to have you and the team back on when we get closer to, that new mint. That is very, very exciting. And, I think it's going to bring a lot of new people into the World of Women ecosystem. So super excited for that. Anything else to leave us off with today?
I'm sorry, you kind of cut at the end and I didn't hear the last part of your question.
Anything else to leave us off with today?
Just thank you very much for inviting me here, and just sorry for ending like this, but just a little quick security advice. We will communicate beforehand the minting dates. It will only happen on our website, which is worldofwomen.art. So please be safe, be careful, and people use this as a way of scamming people. So don't fall for it, because we want you to be safe and we want you to be free. So yeah, please be careful. And thank you very much for everyone tuning in. I was very happy to be here today. It was great. It was really comfortable, and I really loved reading the chat as well. So yeah, thanks.
Yeah, we love putting the chat on screen. Sometimes it can be a little overwhelming because you kind of want to read it as you're talking, but it also is a great way to, communicate with our viewers. So shout out to the chat as well. Adelina, thanks so much for joining us on today's episode, and we look forward to talking to you soon.
The time is wow. Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. Well, Brian, we finally got World of Women on the stream. I mean, like I said, that's a project we've been talking about for a long time. You've heard Gary Vee mention it. You got Reese Witherspoon, you got Eva Longoria, you got that Christie's auction. And those media deals, right? That's something we talk about probably every week, Brian, is how these projects now, whether it's an animated show like Toy Boogers, Robotos, or, a media deal, here with World of Women, also, Bored Ape, CryptoPunks, both signing talent representation deals. It's just a growing thing in the space. So, so much to take away. But the biggest thing I take away, Brian, is that I'm excited about that Galaxy Mint, and I got to try to get on that allow list so I can get a World of Women. How about you?
Same here. 100%. No way I'm missing that.
Yeah, I missed it the first time around. It's one of my sad stories, right? I remember, calling it out when it was like 0.08 or 0.09 in a Discord I was in. I didn't buy any myself. And then, lo and behold, it started taking off. And, like I said, now it's above 8 ETH. And, I'd love to get in that collection. I did buy some shares of a World of Women on Rally, the fractional site, last week. So I do own, Brian, now a fraction of a World of Women. So there it is. So I guess that would make me a World of Women holder, right? Even though I don't own the whole piece. But I will take it. That's my entry into World of Women. But very exciting. And again, big appreciation here to the World of Women team and Adelina for joining on today's episode. Brian, what do you think? Should we move on to some news? I don't know. Did we have any big NFT news over the last couple days? Did you hear anything?
Oh, I think there's there's been no news really. I mean, it's
really
been
quiet, right?
Yeah, there hasn't been one of the largest things in news to ever hit the NFT space ever. I think we can just shut the show off and we can move on.
Yeah, well, first off, I see the comment here from Chris Robert. Could you repeat the fractional site? So it is Rally, Rally Road, I believe the website. Yep, rallyrd.com. I will drop it in the chat. They are one of several fractional investing sites, and they do offer NFTs on there, including some Meebits, some CryptoPunks, some Bored Apes, some Mutant Apes, and now World of Women as well. So Rally Road there in the chat. Brian, all right. Well, here was the big news last week, right? Yuga Labs, the owner of Bored Apes, announced that it acquired the intellectual property of CryptoPunks and Meebits. So they acquired that IP from Larva Labs, the parent company. They also acquired 423 CryptoPunks and 1,711 Meebits as part of the deal. they immediately then gave copyright rights to CryptoPunks holders, which has been a long-standing debate with Larva Labs and those owners.
Yeah.
This is humongous news, right? You now essentially take two of the largest NFTs by volume, by awareness, by brand power, and you essentially are uniting them under one umbrella. Brian, what's your immediate reaction when you heard this news?
It makes sense. To be honest, it was like, oh, well, of course they would. I mean, at first, I think you and I even talked about, we thought it might have been just like somebody on Twitter, like,
A
is that they're
rumor. It was
black and
just
just
a
a rumor.
rumor.
And they said, F it. I guess I'll just buy Larva Labs. And you're like, whatever. And well, turns out, look what they did. And why the hell not,
Yeah, and that's the thing. We did see sales of CryptoPunks and Meebits pick up last week. So it sounds like, this was a rumor, but again, a rumor doesn't mean it's going to come true. And, so anyone who bought in on that rumor was probably pleasantly rewarded, right? We did see the floor price of CryptoPunks raise. We also saw, Meebits floor price raise. Also, Brian, we saw Bored Apes go higher, right? So they were trading around 70 ETH. They got back up to 96. So let me tie in the stock market a little bit here, right, Brian? Since that's our focus at Benzinga, right? Outside of NFTs is stocks. Normally, when a company makes a large purchase, sometimes the acquiring company, their stock goes down, right? Because they're spending a lot of money. They're taking on a new business. But in this case, the acquiring company, Yuga Labs, Bored Ape, saw their value go up. Why do you think that is, that the value of Bored Apes went up along with Punks and Meebits here?
I mean, because of the underlying asset that they bought is something that's really never been seen before ever. So it is kind of weird. It is different, but I mean, it makes complete sense in that kind of way too, because you can't even put an intrinsic value on the purchase they made, really. I mean, I guess the value is what they paid for it, but still that's not even close to what it'll end up being worth. So what's weird is wild.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, I think the big winners here are anyone who owned a CryptoPunk or a Meebit, right? Because CryptoPunk, you now have the commercial rights. We're already starting to see those monetized, right? We got a game launch from G Money last night, who is a CryptoPunk holder, former guest on Benzinga's Moon or Bust. Also, Meebits, right? I mean, they're kind of one of the original 3D avatar NFT plays, right? And the fact that they now are owned makes me think that we're going to see, them grow in the metaverse, them get, I mean, I've always thought that they could maybe be a TV show, right? I mean, CryptoPunks to me don't jump off the page as a movie or a show, right? Just because of the pixels and stuff. But Meebits, I feel like that fits it a lot better. And then, I just think combining all these together. I mean, now you've got, Meebits, CryptoPunks, Bored Apes, Mutant Apes, Bored Ape Kennel Club. You've got the ape token coming soon, right? How could that play into this? Are we going to get, a token for CryptoPunks and Meebits? Are they going to get ownership of the ape token? The next time there's a launch, right? Because previously all Bored Ape holders got a Kennel Club. All Bored Ape holders got a Mutant Club serum, right? What happens the next time Bored Ape launches a new NFT? Does it just go to ape holders? Do Punk and Meebit holders get kind of first access too?
Ooh, that's a good question. That'd be really cool. I mean, it's almost like that. That's like what is going to be expected. So we'll see. I think they may maybe open it up a little bit more than that because of how large they are, and they want, the more people in the ecosystem, the better. But with how NFTs go, it would make sense that it only goes to those kind of holders. But then even more of elite club, and think of the price that will be.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, Brian, I think as much as I want to talk about this forever and ever, because it is one of the biggest news item, I also know that we have guests coming on tomorrow and, over the next couple weeks. And I feel like we're going to be talking about this deal with pretty much everyone who comes on. So I feel like maybe we should save a little bit there. So let's go to the next one. And this actually kind of is a good segue, right? Because it's Tuesday. One of the things we always like to do is talk about the top 10 NFT projects from the previous week in sales volume. So last week, Bored Ape Yacht Club led the way, 33.4 million, up 164%. CryptoPunks, number 2, up 102%. Cyber Brokers, number 3, and then Meebits, Brian, number 4, up 1,122%. That is a huge increase. And then also Mutant Ape Yacht Club, Dower Darcel's Krabata coming back on the list, the Avalanche Play to Earn game. Clone X, Axie Infinity, and So Rare coming in at 10th place for the second straight week. Brian, what's your key takeaways from this? Those are some huge increases for the projects we just mentioned in that acquisition.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's phenomenal, awesome for all those holders, and even crazier because they know that they now hold something that's going to probably change their lives even more than it already has. The second is the Meebits thing. That's expected. And if you were one of those people who got in Meebits early and are still holding one, you're like, okay, this is what I've been waiting for. I knew something was going to happen, because they are like the prime candidate for anything and everything metaverse. I mean, that they are like almost the token of what you want to make your metaverse avatar to be, kind of thing. So I think they still have a lot more room to run too. And now that there's even bigger acquisition and all this money getting pushed into these things that's outside of just, the value of the NFT token itself, but actually, institutional investors and, this whole ecosystem and company and product behind it. I mean, it's really cool. I'm almost flustered thinking about what kind of things that they can like turn this into.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Exactly.
And the rest of the projects, yeah, exactly what you said. I mean, that's spot on.
Yeah, definitely. Brian, outside of the top 10, Azuki was 11th place. That's their first time dropping out of the top 10 in weeks, right? This has been a pretty frequent member of the top 10. That one caught my eye. And then also outside the top 10, Loser Club, which we talked about last week, was up 163%, came in 15th place. Quirkies was up 332% at 18th, and Cool Man's Universe up 239% at 20th place. There are some rumors with Cool Man's Universe. And then Invisible Friends, Brian, it was number 1 a couple weeks ago. Then it was number 2. Last week, 22nd place on the leaderboard, down 85%. Is this the end, or at least the temporary end of Invisible Friends being in the top 10? We've got a floor price of 6.6, and I'm not hearing a lot of talk about this collection anymore. What do you think?
But gee, yeah, I mean, there was so much hype and then just kind of died there. So I don't know. I mean, we were all excited about it too. It's almost sad to see that happen. So I don't. Ooh, whoops.
Yeah,
But
shout out to anyone who got on the whitelist, but
yeah.
otherwise,
yeah, for sure. I mean, it's still we're talking about 6.6 Ethereum too now. Like that's still not a small number in terms of value. So who knows what could happen? I mean, there's so much hype in it. I think really what you're seeing is people like making those gains from the whitelist and getting it from Invisible Friends, and maybe moving over to something Yuga Labs involved or Larva Labs involved kind of deal. I don't know. That's just speculative. That's just guessing. But
yeah, definitely. Well, Brian, let's talk about another name that has appeared in the top 10 before. It's been a little while, but Doodles. So Doodles is one of the, the top NFT collections out there. It's like top 10 for all-time sales volume, I think. They had a huge presence at the South by Southwest Festival over the last couple days. I don't know if you saw this, but Brian, I mean, if I was in Texas, I would have been there. It just looks phenomenal. They had a paint partnership signed with Bayer Paints, where they actually, you know, created these paint colors. Check out this concert here. That's Diplo, one of the most well-known musicians. And then shout out to Dylan O'Rell, a former guest on the Roadmap. That was his doodle that just came across the screen there.
There's even more news, so keep it coming.
There is so much with Doodles, right? And they have a partnership with Vayner NFT, which helped secure that Bayer deal. And then also they partnered with Shopify to power an in real life merch store and also an online store. So if you went to South by Southwest and you own a Doodle, you got access to some merchandise, a mascot figure, some clothing. But if you don't own a Doodle, you can actually still go to that website and you can buy that mascot for $350. And Brian, I want to own a Doodle, right? But I don't want to spend $13.99 right now because I don't have it. Shopify is giving away a Doodle. I mean, this isn't just like a random Twitter user, Brian, doing a contest, right?
Who has a verified NFT as their PFP
verified account, verified NFT. Check out this Doodle here. Shopify is giving this away. This has a green background, 7% trait, pink hoodie, 3%, content face, 6%, green puffballs hair, 3%, and a blue head, 10%. You have to enter this contest by March 16th at 12 p.m. Eastern time. That is tomorrow. So this is your last reminder from us, because by the time we air the show tomorrow, the contest will have came and gone. You have to retweet the tweet. You have to follow Shopify and follow Doodles. Brian, I'm a big fan of these hoodies traits on the Doodles. Also, I mean, all these traits, these colors, they're just phenomenal here. What do you think?
I mean, they started that the pastel, but the Doodles are one of my favorite projects of all time. I really like the style of every single one of them, and I would say probably they are actually my all-time favorite NFT projects.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so cool. And again, South by Southwest, Brian, there were a decent amount of NFTs that, you know, did presentations there, did in real life meetups, events, but you didn't hear a ton about all of them, right? But the one that you heard a lot about was Doodles. I mean, just such a huge presence there. Doing the merchandise there with Shopify was sweet, a really cool experience. The concert, the paint. I mean, partnering with a paint company, like who would have thought that, you know, months ago with these NFT collections. So look at that. I mean, all this stuff is just so cool. Yeah, there's the paint, Brian. You can actually get Doodles paint. So, I mean, I would color my house with some of these pastels because they're sweet. But that is just awesome. So South by Southwest, Doodles here. Anything else to add about Doodles, Brian?
No, there is something in the chat that I wanted to talk about pertaining to ETH 2.0.
Let's do it.
But are you ready for it?
Do it.
So someone said whatever happened to ETH 0.2, I guess you mean ETH 2.0, is that dead, asking for my Kraken account. So what happened was, from how I understand it, is they actually decided not to call it ETH 2.0, not to call it anything else besides Ethereum. It's still happening, and what ETH 2.0 is, pretty much all it is changing from proof of work to proof of stake. That's what they're doing, and all the stuff that involves with it. Now, if you don't know much about Ethereum, Ethereum has different protocols that are always evolving and changing, that are voted on and accepted and approved by pretty much the quote unquote the governance of Ethereum. So what happens, like one of the latest protocols that they have started recently was new NFT, non-fungible but yet fungible tokens called the ERC1155, which makes it to, like, think about it as Dungeons and Dragons games where you have a certain token, call it like dungeon token, but it could be either a sword or it can be armor, or it could be different things, and they can change and evolve and all that kind of stuff. Unlike ERC 721s, where it's pretty much standard throughout, you know, you don't really do much else with it besides what's written in the contract itself. But these other ones, you can write to it, call to it, and have hooks in it, which is just a little different. But that's pretty much what's happening with ETH Ethereum right now is, it's just not going to get that name change everyone thought it was going to, but it's still going to be upgraded. It's still going to change. We'll just see when that happens. I think they announced that a couple months ago, but I wanted to just clear that up because that was a good question.
Perfect. That is a great question. And we love taking questions from the chat. Brian, last thing I think we should hit on today, because this is another item that's happening starting tomorrow. We'll try to highlight it again on the show tomorrow. DraftKings, which is, of course, one of the biggest sports betting companies out there. They dabbled in the world of NFTs last year. They partnered with Autograph, which is a NFT company owned by Tom Brady. But they are launching their first ever in-house NFTs, coinciding with March Madness, the college basketball tournament. They are going to launch defining moments from college basketball. And as I said, this starts tomorrow. So the first project is called Goin' Dancing. There are 6,464 available at 4 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Brian, for the low cost of $10, what do you think's going to happen to a collection of 6,464 NFTs for $10 each?
Eating up real quick with it.
Yeah, I would guess. DraftKings has done a pretty good queue line, right? Where you click on a button, you get randomly assigned a spot. So usually you know whether you're going to make it or not, right? To use the term there. But this is really cool. They also have other tiers coming. So $10. There's also one tomorrow at 5 p.m. for $75. And then next week we have $15, $100, $25, $150, $50, and $200. Now, here's the cool thing, Brian, is that if you own more than one of these NFTs, you can earn free DraftKings dollars to spend on the website for sports betting and daily fantasy. Also, if you are able to collect all 8 NFTs, you will get airdropped a 9th NFT, and you will get early access to all future DraftKings NFT projects. That's pretty exciting.
They sold out quick,
but they are going to sell fast, and they're
already sold out.
Yeah, and there's only 44 of one of those later on units. So, I mean, this is another example of some of these sports NFTs, bringing new people to the space. So just wanted to share that with everyone. Yeah, so we had a huge show today, Brian. I just want to emphasize that, right? World of Women. I mean, we've had some big projects on before. This is one of the largest ones out there, and also very exciting that they're doing that Galaxy Mint, right? Where everyone who owns the World of Women is going to get a free one, but also they're going to bring new people into the space through that allow list, maybe a public mint to be determined. So I would stay glued to those news updates from World of Women. So a big shout out again to World of Women for joining us on the stream today. Also a shout out to FTX, the sponsor of today's episode. You can check out that link in the description below to sign up for an FTX account. Brian, coming up next on Benzinga TV, if you're watching us live, we have one of our newest shows, right? Talking about Benzinga Pro. And I know that one of my friends, Mighty Soldier, is going to be there. Also, Line Trader, I follow on Twitter. He's in the chat sometimes on our different shows. And Benzinga's own Jonathan Mallard will be there as well, talking about Benzinga Pro and how you can make money following stock headlines throughout the day. So definitely stay tuned for that new show. Brian, I mean, you talk about Benzinga Pro all day long, right? What do you think of this new show highlighting some of the features of Benzinga Pro and how people, using that service can hopefully make some money along the way?
Oh, I think it's awesome. I think everyone should check it out. And I do a lot of my other job here is customer success. So if you ever have any issues, you'll be talking to me or one of my other colleagues, and we'll help you through it. But definitely watch that. Hopefully people learn a lot more about Benzinga Pro, and we have so many amazing anywhere from professional traders to beginner traders, utilizing Benzinga Pro and being very successful. We see wins all the time. I mean, it is worth it. If you don't have Benzinga Pro yet, definitely get a free trial and just like follow along and learn how to do it. Free 2-week trial. Just go to pro.benzinga.com. Boom, you're in. You got a free 2-week trial, you know, and you get to go to the free tier after the trial. It's a no-brainer. You got to try it, make some money, join in. Don't miss out. It'll be worth it. And watch, at least just check out the next show. And I bet you anything, you'll do the free trial after it's done.
There you go. You heard it from Brian himself. Stay tuned, everyone. Making money with Benzinga Pro up right now.